it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. For today's video, we are going to be doing expense tracking for the third week in November, all of the transactions that happened between November 16th and the 22nd. Today is the 22nd, and I'm just now kind of getting started writing in my expenses for the week, so you guys already know that's a recipe for disaster. I did do a little bit of pre-planning on this guy. This is a little sneak peek of my January design, so be on the lookout for that coming real soon. I'm actually hoping to release my January printables before December rolls around, because December is going to be a crazy month. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and get into my expense tracking. Before I do that, I want to talk to you guys really quickly about a fun savings challenge I'm doing in December, and then we'll come back and we'll get these expenses tracked. Okay, friends, so before I get into the expense tracking for the week, I wanted to share with you a fun savings challenge printable that is available in my Etsy shop, and give you an open invitation to join me in doing this savings challenge in December. Something I really want to add back to my budgeting journey and to my YouTube channel is savings challenges. I used to do them all the time, then I took a bit of a break from them to focus my efforts elsewhere, but I miss them. And so with the idea of kind of dipping my toe back into savings challenges for December, I decided to create my own, and I'm really excited about it, actually. So the idea for this came from my son and a conversation that we were having, because we were talking about budgeting and a few other things, talking about the holidays coming up and everything. And then I was looking at my phone and I randomly said in the middle of our conversation, "Oh, it's going to be 45 degrees tomorrow." And he wasn't apparently paying close attention to what I was saying, so he said, "What costs $45? And that sort of sparked the idea of a savings challenge based on the weather or the temperature outside. I've seen some other savings challenges based on the weather, but I kind of wanted to create my own, and so that is what I did. So I have available in my Etsy shop a bundle of printables for the high-low temperature savings challenge. And the basic premise of this is that you just save money based on the temperature outside. So you can go in once a week and you can just take the average temperature for the week, or you can take the temperature for that day, and you can save either the same amount of money as the high temperature or the low temperature. So I've added in these colored boxes. You can use these as a guide or not. So let's say you decide you're going to do the high-low savings challenge every single week, and you're going to do your budget on Tuesday. I chose Tuesday because that's when I do mine. So you go in on Tuesday when you're ready to participate in the savings challenge, you look at the temperature, you see it's going to be a high of 55 and a low of 30, and then you just decide, do you want to save $55 that week, or do you want to save 30? Or you can go by the color of the box. So for week 1, it's red, so take the high temperature that day. For week 2, it's blue, so you can take the low temperature. It's really customizable. Do it however you want. If you want to take the high and low temperature and add them together and save that amount, you can totally do that. But I have it set up so that you can do that once a week, and I've got options for 4 weeks and 5 weeks, because some months have 5 weeks. And when you buy the bundle, you're going to get all of these. So you don't have to choose ahead of time. You can just buy the bundle and then print out the one you want to use. So if you want to do it once a week, you can do it once a week. I also have a printable for doing it. So that first one was once a week for a month, right? This one here is for 52 weeks. So if you want to do it every week of the year, again, I've got some blue boxes and some red boxes. You can use those as a guide or not, and just go in and do this once a week, every week for a year. Or if you want to do it every day for a month, which I don't know that I could afford to do that. Maybe if I did it in change, right? So I did the high temperature or the low temperature every day of the month, but I did it in coins instead of in dollars. I could totally do that. But I have this available with, you know, one for every day of a month as well. So you can kind of pick and choose how often you want to do this savings challenge, and you can really customize it to do it any way you want. But this is an open invitation to you if you would like to join me in December in doing the high-low temperature savings challenge. I would love it. I will link that listing down below for you. If you have a YouTube channel and you would like to collaborate with me on this savings challenge, send me an email. I will put the email address in the description box below, but it's jwhackers@gmail.com. Send me an email with your channel name and just let me know you want to be involved in the savings challenge. We'll have it be a little mini collaboration, and I'll link all your channels if you decide to participate in my videos. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. It's my first savings challenge I ever made, so be kind in the comments, but I'm really excited to be doing this. So you guys will see this starting in the first paycheck of December, and I'm going to be doing it weekly, so just once a week. Not going to try to do every day of the month because December's busy enough and we are already spending a fortune in December. So yeah, really, really excited about this. Now let's go ahead and get on to what you came here for, the expense tracking. Okay, so hopefully you guys are into that savings challenge and you will join me. I'm super excited about it. Let's go ahead and start tracking expenses for the third week in November. So I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit, just a little bit. I don't want to overdo it here. And we're just going to start out with all of the expenses from 11/16. That was the first day of the week. You guys know I like to do a different expense tracker for every week. It just makes things a little bit easier to keep track of. This is my expense tracker from November, from my November designs. I do have these available in my Etsy shop. You can buy them individually or you can buy them as part of a big November bundle. So anyways, let's go ahead and talk about our first transaction of the week, which was Walmart. I did a huge grocery shop. Very first thing I did was place a big grocery order and use up like 99% of my grocery budget in one fell swoop, which will come back to bite me in the ass the end of this week. As you will see, I am going to be over budget for food for the week, but this was just my weekly groceries. So the category is food. I like to categorize my spending and do a whole color coding thing, which we'll get into at the end. And the amount that I spent was $196 for that transaction. Then I realized that I totally forgot to buy some buns that I needed, so I asked my husband to stop on his way home from work and pick up some, and so that was from my food budget as well, and that was $4. So that right there is $200. That was my grocery budget for the week. So I would have had to stop there and not spend another dime on food throughout the week to stick with that $200 budget. Of course, I did have a little bit of wiggle room because I had a little bit of money left, I believe, in my $26 I had left in my envelope from last week. So we're not over budget there yet, but we're also not done spending yet for the week. So spoiler alert, we're over budget. All right, then I've got some expenses that happened this day. And these are business expenses, so this is not money that's going to come out of the week 3 budget. It's going to come out of my business budget. However, I am going to write them down in here just so that I remember to kind of true up all of my accounts. I pay everything through my personal credit card, and then I pull money from the various buckets, essentially, the various envelopes, to kind of true everything up and pay that balance off. So if I don't put it in here, I won't remember to do that, and then I'll go to the end of the month and have a balance on my card and be like, where did this come from? So I need to write it in here in order to keep track of it. So I placed an Erin Condren order, And this, again, is going to come out of my business budget, but you guys will see my whole side hustle income report and my budget for that a little bit later on at the end of the month. I only do my budget for my business once a month. So this money's going to be taken care of again with that budget, but I need to write it in here so I remember to take care of it. So the category is my business, and this was a big Black Friday order that I placed. They had early access to the Black Friday sale. I've actually already received the items, and I filmed a little bit of a haul. You guys will see that later on this week. I'm really excited about everything I picked up. The amount that I spent was $115. Bought a couple of planners. Really excited about it. Trying to get myself set up for 2022. So, with the purchase of the planners, I also needed some stickers, right? Just me. So I did that. I went on Etsy. Again, this is going to come out of my business budget. And the amount that I spent was $18. And that was from Sarah Marie Stickers. So I'm just going to write that in here. I don't use this deposit or ending balance section. I just use this expense tracker to keep track of the spending that happened in my variable categories, and to track that my bills are paid and everything. I created this expense tracker so that you could use it sort of like a check register with your withdrawals and deposits and keep track of your balance. But I myself don't use it that way. So I just use this extra section to leave myself little notes about what I spent. All right. So that was everything from the 16th. So now we're going to move on to the 17th. And I had a Stitch Fix box and I loved everything. So I bought everything. You would have seen that in a vlog about almost everything. And this is coming out of my personal spending, and it was $98. And you might be thinking, hey Jessie, you don't have $98 in your spending envelope, do you? Nope, I'm over budget. So I'm not going to be spending any more money in November to make up for this, but you guys, I got some really cute stuff. Make sure you check out that vlog to see what all I kept from that box. Then we had our bills. So on the 17th, I had Planet Fitness come out. That's my gym membership that I don't use. I really need to get back to it or cancel it, one of the two. But for now, the category for that is bills, and that was $10. I just have the $10 basic membership, so it's not too bad. It's only $10, but it's like $10 I'm throwing away if I'm not going to use the gym, right? Then I had my extra debt payment that I made to our Chase card, which is so exciting. Seeing that balance go down every week has been so rewarding. So that category is extra debt, and you guys already know that amount is $170. I plan to pay $170 every week in the month of November to get that balance down, down, down. So psyched about that. Then I did some holiday spending. You guys, my sinking funds are dwindling fast. The end of the year is when I pretty much like wipe out all my sinking funds. We wiped out our campground sinking fund, paying that annual fee. Been doing a ton of Christmas shopping, so that Christmas sinking fund is pretty much empty. And then we've had, Thanksgiving prep, so I've been using up the holiday sinking fund and the celebration sinking fund. I've got like next to nothing left in my sinking funds, so I'm excited to stuff my sinking funds at the end of this month. But also I'm thinking about doing another sinking funds revamp, just kind of starting fresh in the new year. So let me know if you guys want to see that. Pretty excited about that process. So anyways, these are sinking fund transactions. So again, this is not money that's coming out of my weekly budget, but still stuff I need to take care of this week, and that's why I write it in my expense tracker. Maybe I should have a separate place where I write this, but I don't have the brain capacity to keep up with multiple trackers in a week. So this is how I choose to do it. So we did another Walmart order. This was, again, groceries, but this was for Thanksgiving. So I took this out of our holiday sinking fund, which is what I saved the money for. So it's not a bad thing that I did that, but it's just like all of my sinking funds are practically empty right now. And that was $102. And I'm just gonna, again, leave myself a note that that was for Thanksgiving. And we still are not quite done with Thanksgiving shopping, but my monetary contribution is done. My mother-in-law still needs to do some shopping to buy a few things, and I'm going to take her to do that. But in terms of like what I need to put out for Thanksgiving, I should be done. We'll see. Okay, and then on the 18th, so we're moving on to the 18th now. Oh, that does not look like an 8. Thank goodness for erasable pens. We'll just try that again. That still doesn't really look like an 8, but whatever. So I gave my son some cash from our celebration sinking fund because he was going to a birthday party. It was a joint birthday party for friends of his that are brother and sister. And so we just bought cards and gave them cash, and the cash was $40. And that, I'm just going to write birthday cash. So that completely wiped out our celebration sinking fund. That is now sitting empty. And then, of course, we had to buy the cards to put the cash in. So we just, oh my gosh, I cannot write 8s today, you guys. What the heck am I doing? We just went to Dollar Tree to get some cards. And because our celebration sinking fund was empty, I took the money for this transaction out of our miscellaneous fund, and it was, you know, $2 for birthday cards. So that took care of that. Then my husband did some shopping with his hunting sinking fund on this day. So he went to Dunham's. And like I said, that was his hunting sinking fund. And that was $15 that he spent there. And then he also went to Tractor Supply and picked up some things. You guys, I don't have any idea what these things were. He just said, I need to use some money from my sinking fund. So that's what it's there for. So again, it's not a problem, but his hunting sinking fund is now empty as well. So if he gets a deer, we're going to have to come up with how we're going to pay to process it, because I don't have any money left in there. Anyway, that was $9. Then he filled up the gas tank. So this was at Murphy. And that was, the category is gas. And the amount that he put in was $41. So that's everything on my little cheat sheet here. Why did I write it out ahead of time and then just copy it here for the sake of the video? Yeah, that's why, for the sake of the video. Sometimes I do things twice just for the sake of filming it. And then I wonder why I never have time to do anything else. But, yeah, so that was everything up until this point, and then we just had a couple more transactions. So now I'm flying by the seat of my pants. I don't have any more notes to look at, so this might take me a little bit longer. On the 19th. So on the 19th, we had Audible come out. That is my husband's audiobook subscription, so that is under bills, and that amount was $22.95, which we round up to $23. So that was the only transaction we had on the 19th. We had a no spend day, which was really nice because you guys can see we had no shortage of spending any of the other days this week. And then on the 20th, so my husband had a miscellaneous expense at Kresge's, which is like a hardware store, and the amount there was $7.41, so again, we'll round that up to $8. On the 20th, I also had one more business expense at Zazzle. I bought some return address labels for some Christmas cards I'm going to be sending out. I am doing a holiday card exchange. I'm going to talk more about that in my Vlogmas announcement video, but if you would like to receive a holiday card from me, all you have to do is check my description box for my P.O. box, send me a holiday card with a return address on it, and I will send you a card back. So I'm really excited about my holiday card exchange this year. I'm anticipating quite a few cards, which I'm excited about. And so to make my life a little bit easier, I just got some return address labels from Zazzle, and I'm going to take that out of my business budget, and that was $13. I do have some really beautiful return address labels and cards from Erin Condren, but they're not holiday themed at all. So I wanted to get something a little bit more neutral that'll work with my holiday cards. So I did do that. And then on the 20th as well, we went ahead and went to KFC and got some more food, even though we were already done with our food budget. So that was $36. So yeah, we had that little $26 cushion, but we went over that as well. So we are now in the negative for our food budget. You guys will see in my budget results video how I kind of tackle that. But if I'm not mistaken, that's everything. Let me just double check really quickly, make sure there was nothing else. Yeah, that's everything. So now all we have to do is just go in and highlight things with my color coding system. So we didn't have any spending on the 21st. Today is the 22nd. It is only 10:55. Can you guys even see that? It's only 10:55 in the morning, but I don't anticipate any spending. If we do any spending, I'll put it on next week's tracker, and that'll be fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this out now. We'll do it together, even though this video is kind of lengthy. I keep getting comments from you guys saying you miss my longer videos, so I got one here for you today. So we're gonna start out with yellow for food. I just use my little mild liners to do my food or my color coding. Makes it really easy at the end of everything when I do my budget results video. So I'm just gonna go through, highlight all the food. So, oh geez, there's food there. And then there's food there. So now I'm gonna pull in my calculator and we're gonna add these totals up. So I have my little low-cost calculator here. We spent $196 plus 4 plus 36. So for food for the week, we spent $236. All right, so for my business expenses, I'm going to use brown, which is not a pretty happy color, but it's one of the ones that I know I don't use for anything else. So there's that, and I know there was one more, right? Yes, one more right here. So for business, we'll go ahead and add this up. 115 plus 18 plus 13 is 146, so that's what I'm going to need to take out of my business budget for business expenses. All of my other business expenses throughout the week, I was able to take out of the money I had already set aside for business expenses, but I'm out of money for business expenses, so this is going to have to come off the top of my income for the month. But that'll be a whole separate video. We'll talk about my business budget later. All right, now I have my spending, which gets tracked in this pretty purpley color. I just had the one transaction, but boy, was it a doozy. So that was $98. Don't need my calculator for that. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and highlight these now so that I don't get confused. So food, Jesse, business. All right. Next, we have bills, which I always do in blue. So we've got Planet Fitness, and Audible. And for bills then, go ahead and add those up. Oh, 10 plus 23. I don't need my calculator for that. That's $33 in bills. Extra debt I do in gray. You guys will have to let me know. Is this color coding part boring? Is any of this boring? I guess if it was too boring, you wouldn't still be watching. So you won't still be around to tell me whether you think this is boring or not. But leave me some feedback. Do you guys like the expense tracking videos? I mostly do these for me, if I'm being honest. I need the accountability to track everything. Otherwise, I won't. And I'll end up screwing myself with the budget. So I do these for me more than anything, but I want them to be helpful for you guys. So if you don't find them helpful, I don't have to post them in the future. You guys just let me know. All right, so for sinking funds, I typically do this orangey color and just kind of lump them all up. Mostly just to tell myself that I tracked them more than anything. And I need to, like I said, make sure I grab the cash out of the sinking funds to deposit into the bank, which I will do off camera. You guys can let me know too down below if you'd rather see that part of the process as well. So 102 plus 40 plus 15 plus 9 is 166 in sinking funds. And we'll just highlight that. Oh, and I smeared it. Miscellaneous is green. So we had this and this, which was, let's see, 8, 9, 10. And then the only other transaction we have here is gas, which is in pink. For a total of $41. So now I am all set for my budget results and my weekly check-in video, which you guys will see later on this week. This is just kind of everything I needed to do to prepare for that video. So make sure you're on the lookout for that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, leave me some comments down below. Let me know what you think of this style video. It really helps me out. But again, if it's not helpful or if it's boring, I don't have to do it anymore. I will be doing expense tracking all throughout December because December is going to be crazy and I'm going to need the accountability. But moving into the new year, I'm kind of trying to streamline what I post and whatnot. So I would love to continue to film these and post them. But if you guys aren't into them, maybe I'll skip them. I don't know. Leave me some comments down below. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I post new budgeting and lifestyle content here on my channel every single week. I'd love to have you come back, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!